So why is now the time to invest in voice for your brand and your business, or for you as an individual? When did you launch your first website? If you're a brand, when did you launch your first website? And when did you start trading online? There's not many places that were trading online prior to Amazon, right? And that was what, 98, 90? Alexa, when did Amazon start?
Amazon is 24 years old. It was founded on the 5th of July 1994.
1994, okay, so it launched in 1994. It might not have launched then, but it was founded then. So, and it started out selling books, right? So there's two points to make here. When you start out early enough in a space, Amazon didn't know that the internet was going to be what it is today, and it was going to be the kind of bedrock for all of this technology and kind of turn it into a global conglomerate. It didn't have a clue. It was selling books. So when you get involved in a space early enough, you can build a solid foundation. eBay is the same. Alexa, when did eBay start? Doesn't know. Blocking out the competition. No competition on there. But eBay started probably a similar time, and that was trading online. So with Amazon and eBay and companies like that starting so early, what you do is you build a foundation, a stable foundation, which you can then build on, and it acts as a kind of a solid, stable base, and it's really hard to shake that. If you go back to when banks first started, all of the banks that exist, or most of the banks that exist today, started out early enough when people just started banking, and they've managed, even a global economic crash didn't put that many banks out of business, relatively speaking. So when you start early enough and when you build that foundation, it sets you up for the future. So getting involved in voice right now this early means that you have the opportunity to create something and to set your stall out in this space. The second thing is that you don't know where it's going to lead you. That's the dog going off it, wondering where I am. I've snuck up here to do this quickly. You don't know where it's going to lead you. So for Amazon, it started out selling books, a website selling books. Now it's one of the world's biggest retailers. It's kind of dominates a load of the cloud computing space. It didn't have a clue that it was going to end up in cloud computing and managing most of the internet traffic or whatever that it does today. It just thought it was going to be selling books. It didn't realize it was going to be one of the world's biggest retailers where you can buy absolutely anything, because it didn't know that the internet was going to become what it is. So wherever you start in the voice space, that's not necessarily where you're going to finish. It's just the beginning of a journey. You don't really know where it's going to end up. Yes, there's a chance that the whole thing could collapse and no one's going to be talking to technology in 5 years' time. But if anything, that's the opposite's going to be true. It's going to be absolutely everywhere, and it's going to open up opportunities that we don't realize exist now. So start out as Amazon started out, by selling books or doing your core function, whatever it is, but it will lead you elsewhere. It'll lead you onto bigger and better things. So you need to start now, because you need to build that solid foundation. You need to understand this space. You need to be able to set your stall out and build something that's sustainable, but then also open yourself up to the future opportunities that might come that you're not aware of at the moment. So that is why you need to be getting involved in voice right now, and you could do a lot worse than starting with the VUX World podcast.